welcome to The Wave of Things. My name is Andrei Savitier. Such warm weather reminds me a lot of the time I was living in Slovenia's capital, Ljubljana. It became my favorite country because of its beautiful landscapes. Some call it best of Europe because it encompasses basically any landscape Central Europe has to offer. Forests, mountains, swamps, caves, awesome cities like Ljubljana, Maribor, and also a little bit of coastline. Albeit very short, there are beautiful cities there built in a Venetian style like Piran, Koper, or Isola, and it's not as touristic as the Italian side of the Adriatic Sea. The Slovene language is a Southern Slavic language, and it's closely related to Croatian, Serbian and Bosnian, but it's still different, and it's very diverse within the country itself. Slovene is the Slavic language with the most dialects, and it can be that people in the west of the country at the seaside could not understand the people on the other end of the country if it weren't for the common standard language Slovene. Maybe the most known Slovene is the philosopher Slavoj Žižek. Also Donald Trump's wife is Slovene, so even Americans know now about the existence of that country. But of course I want to talk with you about the music of Slovenia. Although it's such a small country, Slovenia has a very active music scene, also in the dark alternative sector. You might recognize the logo on my t-shirt. It is the band Laibach, maybe the most known music export of Slovenia. Laibach is an industrial band which formed in 1980, but is much more than just a music project. It is rather a performance act or political statement. Laibach acts like a political regime, and through subversive messages it mocks the ruling ideologies. In my opinion, one of the greatest art projects of our time, and I'm sure to make one whole episode just about Laibach one day. Several other bands connected to Laibach. One is the band Silence, one of the greatest bands in my opinion of Slovenia. Silence collaborated with Laibach several times. The singer Boris Benko is known for his very professional kind of singing. They started in the 90s as a synth pop band, but then changed their style to soundtrack music, and a lot of Slovene films feature Silence on their soundtracks.
Oh, what a sad collection of thoughts this is. I can't find the missing element. What's important, what's irrelevant? Yeah.
Laibach's second singer next to Milan Fras is Mina Špiler. Mina Špiler was in a different band before, the band Melodrom. It was a trip-hop band. I don't know if it still exists. As far as I know, they don't. But they had 2 albums. The first one was sung in Slovene and the second one in English. Also Mina Špiler's voice is a little bit different, more fragile sounding.
I'm spotting cars igniting. We're going far.
recent years, another band from Slovenia gained some international attraction, and it's the band Torul. Torul is digital synth pop from Ljubljana. I know that in Poland they are very known and appreciated, and they also toured a lot through Europe. The sound of Torul can be described maybe as prolongation of the 80s synth pop sound to a digital age, and they also wrote some dark club hits. Before I forget, another great band from the 80s in Slovenia, or Yugoslavia back then, was Borghesia. Borghesia were a huge influence on EBM music all over Europe, not least because of their hit Ni upanja ni strahu, no hope, no fear. Most of their songs were sung in Slovene or Serbo-Croatian, and they dealt a lot with taboo topics in the socialist regime. Some years ago, Borghesia reunited, but their sound changed. So it's not the same old anymore. It's very experimental nowadays. Maybe you would like it. I prefer the old Borghesia.
Poišče me v mestu, po zakotnih ulicah, poišče me v lažni kleti. Mesec ti bo von, mesec ti bo von, mesec ti bo von, sežganega olja.
There's one more band I would like to mention, and it's a band I did an interview with last summer. It's the trip-hop band Blu.Sine. Blu.Sine have a lot of samples, and also the visuals are very important for them. They have very interesting videos, and the singer Urška sings in Slovene only. She said she could express her thoughts better in that language. As always, thank you very much for watching. I hope now you got interested in Slovenia if you haven't been there yet. See you next time.